Effective representation for both agents and consumers is a big part of what ASTA works tirelessly on behalf of for its members throughout the country. Their annual legislative day is all about supporting this mission by helping their members to become effective citizen lobbyists.
These are the people that a growing number of Americans depend on when they book their trips. Professional travel agents, guiding consumers who are increasingly overwhelmed by the vast amount of information and services available online. ASTA members' main objective is to find the right travel product for each client. But their services go farther than that. ASTA and their members also represent travelers' interests at the highest level, speaking directly to top lawmakers. ASTA believes that in order to be heard, you have to have a seat at the table. Here in Washington, they're providing their members with the tools and skills they need in order to advocate directly on their own behalf.
We're here today for our legislative day, really to get in front of our congressmen, our senators, and let them know, the issues of the day, the issues that are facing the travel industry, and how they can help us to educate them.
The face-to-face meeting with their own constituents is a really, really important part of how they formulate their opinions about proposed legislation. So there are lots of things happening in the industry right now that would have a real negative effect on travel agents and agencies. And so it's really important for agents to come here to talk to legislators about how the proposed legislation affects them.
Proposed legislation that could have a negative effect on the industry this year includes airline ancillary fees, overtime regulation, and discriminatory state taxes on car rentals. Meanwhile, the most positive development has been the gradual opening of Cuba to American travelers.
ASTA is a terrific partner of Engage Cuba. We've been working with them for the last year and a half, and they've been one of our leading advocates in the Hill and in the States to finally lift the travel ban on Cuba for Americans.
And after a morning of networking and strategizing, it's off to Capitol Hill to meet with the legislators and lawmakers. What do you hope to achieve when you leave today?
Well, hopefully to get the representatives and the senators to listen to us and the need for them to be more sensitive to the issues of our industries.
One of the main things I plan to talk about is Cuba, and basically we want all Americans to be able to travel to Cuba.
Establishing close, direct relationships with legislators works to the benefit of ASTA agents and their clients. For ASTA and their members, today is about defending consumers' interests and also about conveying the power of the travel agency industry.
The entire network represents about $7 billion in travel sales annually.
And asking for support on specific legislation.
Cuba is the only country that an American can't travel to, and regardless of someone's feelings about the government in Cuba and what's going on there, as an American, we think that all Americans should have the ability to travel there if they'd like to do so.
ASTA believes that helping its members become citizen lobbyists is the best way to make their voices heard.
We're here to say travel agents are alive and well. We're a critical part of the U.S. economy, and we have some policy issues that need to be paid attention to.
For ASTA members here today, it's about representing their industry right in the nation's capital in order to navigate a more robust future. I'm Mary MacCarthy in Washington, D.C.